One Health is all about the intersections between ourselves, our animals, and our environment. We can actually study how disease can actually be shared between animals and humans, such as cancer or cardiac disease, or just going from animals to humans, such as influenza, for instance. And now the precision part of it is how we can actually use the genetic makeup of each individual and their molecular fingerprint to better fine-tune which drug is going to be working in each individual patient.
Cushing's disease is a disorder where you have too much cortisol, so one of the stress hormones, circulating in the blood. It's usually caused by a disease that's actually almost like a brain tumor. It basically starts in the pituitary gland in the brain that produces too much of a hormone that then leads to overproduction of the cortisol. It's a very rare condition in people. Almost exactly the same disease happens in dogs, and specific dog breeds is usually small breeds, and they get Cushing's disease very commonly.
In humans, Cushing's disease causes a dysregulation in almost every organ system in the body. Thus far, there are no drugs that directly target the tumor. So the goal is to develop a therapeutic approach where we are able to now target the tumor in both human and dogs.
We start by collecting tumor samples from canine patients with Cushing's. Then we actually develop mini tumor in a dish from those tumor biopsies.
The ability to grow these tumors in a dish in the lab gives us the ability to then screen for potentially targeted therapies for patients.
One drug we're going to take forward to a clinical study in a canine clinical trial, and then test whether that drug is effective and safe in a canine patient that has Cushing's disease. Now, if this works out after 2 years, the goal is to use that piece of information to then go to a human clinical trial for validation of our study.
It really fits really nicely into this Precision One Health concept because it's one of the diseases that as veterinarians we see so often. And in human medicine there's a real problem because it's so rare. There's not a lot of research money being spent.
By acquiring knowledge from both the animal and the human, there's a benefit to both species.